Hi everyone, merhaba, this is Ayşenur Altan. Welcome to Turkish Food and Travel. We are making a traditional festive menu with a main dish popular to serve in weddings in Turkish cuisine, Perde Pilavı, coated rice pilav with chicken and nuts. I will complete the menu with another staple side dish in Ottoman cuisine, Kuru Üzüm ve Kayısı Hoşafı, raisins and dried apricots compote, and a simple hearty soup you can make with the chicken stock left from the main dish. Perde Pilavı from the southeastern part of Turkey, Siirt City, also has a beautiful story behind it. The mother-in-law makes an indirect wish to the couple who got married. The almonds in the pilav symbolize the boys, the pine nuts, daughters, the black pepper, the bitter days, the currants, the sweet days. The pastry on it emphasizes the need for family secrets to remain within the family. What do you think of this story? Now let's begin to build this magnificent menu. Kuru kayısı ve üzüm hoşafı, dried apricot and raisins compote. I have 200 grams, 1 cup plus 1 tablespoon dried apricots, 200 grams, 1.5 cups raisins, 3/3 of a cup sugar, and 1 liter water. I'm gonna use half more liter later. First, I'm gonna wash my dried fruits a couple of times and drain it. If you like, you can soak them overnight, but it's okay to boil without soaking. I'm adding my fruits in a big size pan along with the water and first going to boil until they swell and release its flavor to the water. After it is boiled, you can lower the temperature and continue to cook. And here how it looks in about 40 minutes. It can change, depends on the fruits you use, how dry they are. And after this moment, I'm adding my sugar. I added about half liter more hot water to it. And we're gonna add more later after it is cooled down to adjust the sweetness. Just transfer it to serving bowl and let it cool completely. Perde Pilavı, coated rice pilav with chicken and nuts. First we need to cook our chicken. I have one big whole chicken here. Since it was too big, I cut one part of the drumstick and thigh from the chicken and going to saute the skin a little bit to give some extra flavor. You can also use only one chicken breast, better if it has intact with the bones, along with one thigh and drumstick. And after I get some color on the skin, I almost covered it with water and add 1 full teaspoon rock salt, 3 bay leaves, and about 10 peppercorns. I boiled the chicken until it is soft. And after it is cooled down, I separate the meat with the bones and also didn't use the skin part. If you have stray cats around you, as we do in Istanbul, it's a perfect time to feed them. To cook the rice pilav, we always begin to soak the rice in salty hot water for at least 45 minutes. To peel off the skin of the almonds we're gonna use, I'm going to boil them for about 3 minutes until I can peel off the skin easily. And don't throw them away, they are very nutritious. Just wait until they dry, process in the food processor, and use in the omelets or when you are making breads. We also need to simply soak the currants in water at room temperature so they swell up a little bit. Now we can cook the rice. To make pilav, always use the widest pan available in your kitchen. We have special pans only for making pilav. This one is copper, but I use stainless steel too. First, I add some vegetable oil and saute the almonds, the pine nuts. And after the pine nuts are in golden color, I added about 2 tablespoons butter and the soaked rice that I washed a couple of times and drained well. I'm going to continue to saute my rice for about 5 minutes until there is a metallic sound and the rice pieces are very hot. And while stirring, you can add the salt and the spices, which is teaspoon each allspice, cinnamon, and black pepper. Just before adding the chicken stock and water, I add the currants and used about 2 cups of chicken stock and 1 cup hot water. Add half of the chicken pieces on top of the rice and cook on very low heat, simmering until the rice is fully cooked and absorbed all the water. To cover our perde pilav, we need a deep dish baking pan. I'm gonna use heat-proof bowl, but traditionally we use these deep dish copper pans. But it's also possible to bake it in a cake pan or in small ramekins to serve individually. I used butter at room temperature to coat all the way with a nice thick coating and let it set in the fridge for about 15 minutes and test it with a piece of almond if it sticks nicely. And this is how we're gonna decorate the bowl with almonds. We're gonna use it as a glue. Split the almonds so you have a nice flat surface and will create a nice look. I'm gonna put the bowl back in the fridge. Even better if you can freeze it for about 20 minutes until I coat with the dough. Meanwhile, to serve with our dinner, my daughter Zeynep cooked kadayıflı muhallebi, pudding with crunchy kadayıf and walnuts. It's a creamy pudding which we call muhallebi. You can either add heavy cream. We didn't use it to make it lighter this time. And you top it with a crunchy kadayıf dough pieces that has been sauteed with some butter, sugar, and walnuts. I have the recipe on my channel. You can check from the links, please. Now let's get back to the pilav and make the coating dough. I have 75 grams butter at room temperature, 1/3 of a cup yogurt, 1/4 of a cup vegetable oil, 1 egg, and 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Don't add all at once. 1 teaspoon salt and 1/2 teaspoon baking powder. Give it a nice mix. Gradually add more flour until you have a nice smooth dough. Totally I used 2.5 cups of flour. I take out my bowl from the fridge. It is set nicely. I cannot even move the almond pieces. And now we're gonna roll out the dough. Cut 1/3 of the dough. We're gonna use it for the top. Lightly flour the surface and begin to roll out. Make sure after rolling each time, move the dough from the countertop, making sure it doesn't stick. You can lightly flour it from time to time until you have nice one big piece that hang a little bit from the sides. And gently first place on top of the bowl. And help it with your fingers to coat the bottom part. And it is ready to fill. And fill the bowl halfway without pressing too much. And make one layer of the cooked chicken. Top it again, almost filling to the top with the rice pilav, and another layer with the rest of the chicken. Add more rice pilav, and now we can roll out the rest of the dough to cover our pilav. Place it gently and pinch the sides to seal it. I'm gonna cook it in 170 Celsius degree preheated oven until I have nice golden color on my crust. While my perde pilavı cooks in the oven, I'm gonna make a very simple soup with the chicken stock left from the chickens. I sauteed tomato paste in olive oil and pour some chicken stock and hot water over it. You can use both vermicelli or orzo pasta, but I like to mix it as my mother-in-law does. Cook until the pasta is soft. Garnish it with some chopped parsley and our soup is ready. I have the whole recipe on my channel again. You can watch from the links. To have some vegetables as a side dish on my table, I cooked some broad beans in olive oil. After 30 minutes of cooking time, I placed aluminum foil and a pan so the foil can stay and continue to cook for 30 more minutes. And guess what happened here? I was almost gonna drop the pilav because I wanted to turn off the oven at the same time. And now it's time to turn it over and see how it's gonna look. First, I wanted to use my serving plate, but it was not secured well, so I decided to use cooling rack so it is easier to handle. Here we go. I was so excited, my friends, with the pretty appealing look, and gave myself thumbs up. My hoşaf is chilled, and just before the serving, I added some thin slices of bananas to each compote. With a thin, crunchy, buttery crust with almonds, sweet and spicy pilav, ice-cold, delightful hoşaf. It's a perfect menu either for iftar, dinner, or celebrations. I hope you enjoyed the episode, my friends. Give it a try, share your photos with me from my Instagram account Turkish Food and Travel. I have many other menu ideas you can watch from the YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you in another delicious Turkish food recipes and travel vlogs. Afiyet olsun.